Hey guys, Jobin here. Let's talk about a knife, or a couple knives I guess. These are CRKT Ripples. That's Columbia River Knife and Tool. The knife design is by Ken Onion. And I guess to start off, we'll talk mostly about this guy. There are several different models of the Ripple, including new ones that have a slightly different blade shape. This is back to the original, and this is the budget model of the line. They come at a few different price points. This one goes for about $30 most places. And it is made in China. The blade steel's CR13 MOV. The handle material is machined aluminum, though it does have nested stainless steel liners in there that are skeletonized to keep the weight low. And this is a very lightweight knife. It's about 2.6, maybe 2.7 ounces. Very, very light. It's a liner lock with a flipper. Pretty good blade length for standard everyday tasks. The blade is hollow ground, strong as it needs to be, I think, but very nicely slim, very acute tip, so it does a lot of the things you want to do with an everyday knife very nicely. It cuts very well. It has a number of rather cool little design features. Like, if you notice these holes all up like here, I don't know if I can get it to show through the camera, but they're matched up with the holes in the pocket clip, so they go all the way through. It's just kind of a neat little touch. I think it's a good looking knife, and it's one I enjoy using and carry pretty often. One of the noteworthy features about this, at least if you pay attention to the ad copy, is that it has the IKBS ball bearing pivot system. There's a logo for it. Now what this means is, instead of having the standard couple of washers that are between the blade and the handle on most folding knives, there's a little raceway around the pivot, which is filled with tiny little ball bearings. Now, this works well. It makes for a very fast, smooth, reliable opening. But honestly, I can't really say it's better than the performance you get with just the industry standard 2 washers. So I really see it as sort of a needless complication. More bits that can get lost if you ever have to take the knife apart for any reason. And it makes the design more complicated. I don't really see the point. I wouldn't avoid getting a knife design I liked because it had this system, but I don't really see why you'd want it. Not a selling point for me. Now, I said this is the budget model in the line. This guy here is higher up. The blade steel on this one is something called Acuto Plus, which I don't actually know anything about and couldn't really dig up anything very quickly. The main difference, in my opinion, though, is that this knife is a frame lock. And it's the handle is fully stainless steel. So this knife is actually a little heavier than the cheaper black one. And if I can point out, one of the things I don't like as much about that is this one, the cheap model. This is a fairly wide area, so your small fingers can rest very comfortably when you're cutting with the knife. This one here, it's milled down to a pretty small cross section. So if you want to use this knife for an extended period, it will probably be less comfortable. It's a little bit slimmer in actual dimensions overall, but it feels a lot slimmer in your hand. I think I may have mentioned in passing that it's a little bit heavier, and not significantly though. Okay, somebody got it. Sorry, phone ringing. This is still not a heavy knife. The stainless steel one is still under 3 ounces, which is pretty good. This guy here is a little lighter, about 2.6, 2.7. Overall, I really like this design. I think it looks good. It's very classy looking. Has a very nice opening mechanism. The flipper works very well on both of the models I've used. And overall, I'm not sure what more I can say about it other than the fact that it's one of the pretty short list of knives where I've bothered to get more than one of them. I think that pretty much says it all. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this look at the CRKT Ripple. This is Jobin saying, remember where your knife is. Oh, you know what? Postscript, of course. I should mention, this one is discontinued. As of this filming, January 2014, it's still available in the retail chain. If you want one of these, you can still pick it up, and I think they sold a lot of them, so you might be able to pick one up in the secondary market for some time after that, even when they're gone. But if you want one, you might want to get on it. This guy, to the best of my knowledge, is still being made. It's not listed as discontinued on the CRKT website. So they're keeping with the Ripple 1 design for the budget model. For the framelock ones with the higher end blade steel, they've moved to the Ripple 2, which has most noticeably a slightly different blade shape. It looks kind of like something Kershaw might design, like one of their sort of modified Wharncliffe kind of things. But it's a pretty similar knife. That's it. Just thought I should mention that before I go. Alright guys, take it easy.